Hello everybody, my name is JD the Battleman, and don't worry, I'm still alive! Now it's been a while. I haven't uploaded in basically 3 weeks, and that's mostly because of Christmas break and Christmas vacation. My siblings were out of school, and we were out of state a little while and traveling around and just this and that. Not that much traveling around. I was here most of the time, but not most of the time. Half of the time I was here, but I just relaxed and enjoyed the break. I didn't edit. I didn't, I got at the moment I've got I think I don't have a half dozen things. I got maybe 3 or 4 videos to edit, and then I think I'm scrapping 1 or 2 of them as well. So I'm not sure what's happening where, but if you can notice, my voice is a little bit scratchy right now. I've lost a bit of my voice just because I've done a lot of screaming over the last week for Christmas. So I've mentioned my brother several times, and I recorded a couple of videos with him, and I'm talking about him now, but you don't know who he is yet because you haven't seen him. But we got another Xbox for this Christmas season, and so my brother and I have been playing a handful of games, basically nonstop for the last 6 days or so, and so we've been playing Destiny, we've been playing Titanfall 2, we've played Star Wars Battlefront, Rainbow Six Siege, there's another one in there that I'm forgetting, and we've played a lot of Payday 2, which I'd played games like Destiny and Payday 2 I'd played before, but never had anybody to play them with, and so I either played them on my own or with people online and didn't talk with people, and because people are nasty online, and so that Payday 2 was the one that got me. I was anytime we played it, I basically screamed the whole time. My voice is gone, so my voice is I've got more of my voice than I did the other day. So we're here relaxing. It's almost 2 o'clock, 1:53 on January 2nd of the brand new year, 2017. Ooh, new year. And so I'm kind of just I wanted to start off with just a little a vlog, just to talk and stuff. I'm gonna be editing for a bunch of the rest of the day and working on other things, but I wanted to talk just a little bit before I do anything else, because I enjoy these vlogs. These vlogs, oddly enough, I'm relaxed at, but are much more intimidating to do than just regular playthroughs, because it's all me. If you're watching, it's because me, not the game. Blah blah blah. So I have a couple things written down here that I just wanted to talk about. Nothing in particular. I don't have anything rehearsed or scripted, or I don't really know what I want to talk about ultimately, but I'll find a way to blab on about something or other, as I usually do. I'm going to try and make this so that it's easy to upload, don't have to edit it or anything. But I wanted to I have written down, I'm back, talk about the break and so on, but I already did that. So it's been good. I'm relaxed. Things are pressure. Life's still waiting around the corner. I'm in kind of a position where I have the opportunity to do these things, but I'm not. I'm 20 years old. I just turned 20 a month and 2 months ago. I just turned 20, and I'm just living at home. I don't have a job at the moment, and things sound a lot worse than they really are. But I've been given the opportunity to work on these projects for the last several months, and you've seen what I've uploaded and everything. And there have been a couple times where for a couple of weeks I worked really hard and got stuff done. Worked really hard and got stuff done, but I really haven't been taking advantage of this opportunity that I have been given. And that is problematic, because the longer I wait, the less time I have to do this, to do what I'm doing here, and that's a problem. Sorry, I should be in college. I'm not in college, much to the chagrin of my mother, probably. Not probably, most certainly, but I wanted to talk a little bit just about my position, where I am, how I got here, a little bit of backstory on the Bad Omen. I wanted to start off by saying my name is Jonathan. I don't feel entirely inclined to share my last name, although that's probably not that difficult to ascertain anyways. But I've always gone by JD when it comes to school, my initials, and it's kind of feels like an alter ego almost a little bit. Very different. It's different going by a different name away from home. But I went to a private school, kindergarten and first grade. I went to a public school second grade, and then third through ninth I went to a charter school, and then 10th I went to a public school again, and 11th and 12th I went back to a charter school. And I loved my charter school experiences, so that's given me a little bit of, it's refined the person that I am today, and I absolutely love the experiences. But 11th and 12th grade, they were hard. I went to a high school that offered a lot of college courses because it was partnered with a community college in the area I live in good old. You know what? I'm not gonna say. A couple of people know already. Leave that mystery for another day. But the high school I went to had partnered with a community college in the area I lived in, so I got to take a bunch of college classes, and that was fine and dandy and interesting and everything. And senior year, I really crapped out a little bit. 11th grade, I worked really hard as a junior. Was taking 3 or 4 college classes a semester and working really hard, and had 8-9 hour days at school. And I just crapped out senior year. I stopped attending a lot of it. Had to do a lot of packets and other things to make up work just in order to be able to graduate. Really bad experience. Really bad decisions. But more than anything else, senior year, I learned one thing that was very important to me, and I learned that, and I think I've talked about this before in one of my other few vlogs. It's weird calling them vlogs. It's weird calling them my vlogs, but different topic. I realized that I didn't want to go into science and math, which is what I had been doing my whole life. All my schooling, all my charter school, everything. I had been doing science and math schooling, and I was good at it. I am good at it, and I love biotechnology, and I love chemistry, and I'm good at math relatively, and I enjoyed all of that. But it was draining the life out of me at school, and media is where where my heart's at. I always thought, for the longest time, I thought I was going to be a writer, and I've said that before. And I still love writing, but then I learned as I got older that writing was in a lot of different things, which is one of the reasons I wanted to start getting into the development of video games. Now, I haven't made any progress in that venue, but it's just been an interesting, turn of events. I have this opportunity here that I'm able to, be at home and work on this stuff, and I'm finally sitting down to work on it again. And I really want to try hard. I really want to work hard. I want this to go somewhere, and I'm not necessarily saying that my YouTube gaming is going to go anywhere, and it's still weird to call it that because it feels a lot more grounded than the lofty title of YouTuber or YouTube gamer or whatever. And that's a very imposing side of things. Like being a YouTube gamer, I'm probably not going to go anywhere with that. That's a one in a, I don't know. It's probably not a 1 in a million. It's probably, I don't know. I have no context. I have no basis to say anything on the numbers there. But the chances of that getting me anywhere aren't really up there at all. Some of the reasons that I wanted to start YouTubing and gaming was because, yes, I've watched some of the big gamers and I love them and everything, but because I wanted to share some games with people who wouldn't otherwise have the exposure to experience those games, and more than anything else, I wanted to have a positive impact on the gaming community and those around me. Whenever I play online and I get invited to parties and I play games like Rainbow Six or Call of Duty occasionally, but it's been a while since I played that online a lot. And I've never been one to accept invites or to want to play with people online, strangers, because people are just so, I don't know, what do you want to say? Informal. People are so just grotesque and and unpleasant and other cynical asides aside, I come from a background that was, I was raised having certain beliefs. Ooh, imagine that. And I do not share a fondness for vulgarity, regardless of my background or, and I mean, yeah, it's rooted heavily in what I may or may not believe, but I don't approve of and don't support vulgarity. And so, and a lot of people who have kids, can I kind of understand that, because a lot of people nowadays are just, more and more vulgar and spreading vulgarity and making it more and more socially widespread, because then it's more and more socially acceptable, if you will. And I'm going to lose any argument I make against it, so I'm not trying to make an argument. I'm just telling you a standpoint that my opinion on the matter. And gaming has been an extremely difficult area to have that opinion of things. And so, even watching the big YouTube gamers obviously is a huge, for me it was, I have a tendency to like people in general, just to want to get to know people and want to make friends and everything, but you hear a lot of cool ideas and you see excitement and you see unique personalities, and then for me a lot of it is just ravaged by vulgarity or other things that are, it's grossness. I mean, once again, it's a complicated matter I'll go into another day, and I'll lose any argument that I make against it, but my point is, once again, not to make an argument. What I'm trying to say is that it makes things difficult, in the gaming community, and so it's nice that I've got to play with a couple of people who aren't like that, and I very, very much like that. But that's, that's why it's kind of hard to play online with people. I have a mic. I never use it because I don't want to talk to people. I usually mute people that are talking, and it just kind of sucks, because something that I really want to do is, and with the new Xbox One, sorry PlayStation people, I don't think I have any PlayStation people that watch or care about me, but Xbox has the new groups and clubs and everything that they did, however many months ago they did that, and those have been wonderful. I haven't really engaged much in them, but it's been a wonderful inclusion in order to try and find people of a like-minded, of like-minded mannerisms, and that's very cool and all. But even so, I want to play. One of the things that I was hoping to do when I started my channel was, even if I was small, even if I grew, whatever, that there would be a couple people here and there that would want to play with me. Play different games that are old, or games that never had any, games that aren't played right now because they're multiplayer, or they were small games, or they had multiplayer, but it was never multiplayer focused and stuff like that. And so just being able to get people together and play these old games together, with a group of people that are like-mannered and considerate and nice and just friendly. And that was one of the things that I really kind of was hoping would happen when I started up. So I wanted to I talked a little bit about my backstory. I wanted to keep this towards 10 or 15 minutes, but we just passed the 15-minute mark. I can talk forever. All right, then I want to tell you then just a little bit about who I am and how I grew up and everything, just to give you an idea of who I am and realize that I am a person, and people are complicated. People are always complicated. It doesn't matter who it is. But I grew up in a nice little home, and I don't know where I'm going with this. Essentially, what I'm going for is that my parents got divorced when I was 12, and that's kind of a touchy subject, as it always is for people who remember it and everything. 8 years ago, and so that's where I spent half my Christmas, was with my dad, who lives 25 minutes away from where my mom is, and we stay with our mom, and blah blah blah. It's complicated, but it's not that complicated. But enjoyed Christmas with my dad, and then came down and enjoyed Christmas with our mom, and it's been good. But the position that I've been in, with my mom working a lot, my mom is a doctor, and she works a lot. I'm the oldest of four. I have 3 younger siblings. one that's 16, one that's 14, and one that's 12. And the one that's 14 is my brother, who I play with and have played with for many, many years now. And I've always been the older brother, but I've always been the older brother who had to get stuff done. And so, project manager type, if you will. And so I don't want to go into detail on that right now, but having had the experiences that I've had, and once again, I don't know what I was going for here. I was going to try and bring up some huge character development model, and I don't know what I'm going for. So, a little bit of background on me. There you go. I'll move on to the next thing because I don't want to take up too much more time. Don't want this to go past 20 minutes. I only have a few minutes left. So, back to YouTube gaming. Like I said, I know that this isn't really going to get me anywhere. I kind of had the hope that it would spread around and I'd be lucky or whatever. Blah, I don't know what I thought. It doesn't matter. The fact is that I did it, and I'm still going to do it for now, at least. I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this. I really want to, but that doesn't mean that it's the best way to go about things. But I'm going to keep trying this out, and I'm losing my voice just talking again. Jeez. I wanted to talk about some of the upcoming projects that I want to work on, some things that I would want to do. And gaming development is one of them, like very basic games. But I don't have any knowledge of coding, and I've done a lot of research about how to make games and everything over the last couple of years. And I have 4 engines on my computer. I did on my old computer. I haven't downloaded any of them on my new computer, but I have a bunch of tools accessible to me. One of the gaming engines that I've looked at before is Stencil, spelled with a Y. It's a weird one, but it's very cool because the way that it does its coding is it allows people who don't know coding to get started on it using building blocks as coding instead of learning how to code. But of course you have to have more experience than nothing. I've thought about going to community college or taking some courses or something, learning how to basic program. Because if you can make something, even if it's small, you can get your name out there, right? You can get out there. You can get out into the world. And I know that I don't have any particular talents where I am right now, or not talents, but skills. I don't have any specifically developed skills. I know a lot of things in a lot of different areas. And I've taught myself how to video edit, and I've taught myself how to record, and hours of grueling experimentation and other things. But I want to learn stuff. I want to do stuff. I don't want to be a person who goes to a job every day and has the soul sucked out of them. And with the technology we have today, and with the internet, and with YouTube, and with the accessibility that we have, the opportunities are there. But I just, I'm grasping at straws here. I'm not sure how to get in. But I'm going to try, because I have the opportunity to do so right now, and I'm going to try. And I don't know how much longer that's going to go, but either way, I'm working. I want to be. And I have spent so much time not doing anything with what I wanted to do that just every video that I've uploaded I've put a lot of heart into, put a lot of work into. It's hard sitting in front of the camera. It's hard bearing the mantle of entertainment, if you will, because I understand the value of people's time. I watch YouTube too. I watch YouTube gamers. I know. And I've kind of stopped watching as much as I used to, which has both made me sad and both given me more time. I mean, I understand the value of time. YouTube and people who watch YouTube, it's not a matter of money. It's a matter of time. Time is a much more valuable currency than money is. Because in order to, everything comes down to time. And so taking people's time is not something I want to do. I want people to enjoy their time, and I want people to watch me not because they feel obligated, but because they enjoy it, because they want to. And I mean, I've watched a lot of the YouTubers that I've watched that I'm subscribed to and everything because I felt obligated to them, and that's kind of sours the relationship, if you will. And that's not what I want to go for. Now I know that I'm not entirely worth worthy of obligation or obligated watching, and I like to think that I'm aware of the circumstances that I'm in, or aware of the state that things happen in and everything. But later discussion. I have a lot to talk. If more than anything, if nothing of my other projects comes to fruition, more than anything, I've got some ideas that I can at least talk about that some people might like to hear. And speaking of hearing, I mean that's kind of what YouTube is it's a business where somebody out there wants to buy what you're selling. And it's just a matter of how do you find those people? Because I know that there are people out there that would want to watch me just because of I try to be cheery, I try to be uplifting, I try to be friendly, I want to play with people, and I'm not one to go out searching on YouTube for gamers or people like that, which is exactly what I would want people to do for me. I don't go searching out people, and so being found is it's just an enigma of its own kind. It's all interesting. It's really cool. But I don't want to talk about that. Once again, I'll talk about that another day. I wanted to talk about a couple of the projects that I have upcoming. And I say upcoming, and I haven't started working on anything yet. But some of the things that I want to do are back to writing. I really want to write short stories. I used to write a lot of poems because I was a moody teenager like everybody else. And so I have written many poems before, many different kinds, and I always loved poems, which is why I chose my original name, The Bad Omen, because I thought it was kind of poetic and blah, blah, blah. I've said that before. But more than poems, because poems don't really get you anywhere, until after you're dead, that is, I want to write stories. I love stories, and so I've thought about writing a book before, and I've had ideas. I have an idea book. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull it out, because I can. I have this idea book that I keep in my backpack that I have my computer in. An idea book that is all dented and scuffed and everything, but it's the first entry I have in here dates back to January 25th of 2013. 2013. Wow. 10th grade, I think, or so. Or anything. The first entry I have in here, the reason that I got the book was because this was one of my best ideas that I had for a short story. I never really wanted to write a big novel because I don't have the guts, I don't have the mettle to do that. But I have like little modifications to the story in here. Oh, computer, don't go to sleep, okay? Like, I have some revisions to the story in February 4th of 2013 of the same year. And then I have some more revisions. Oh, actually, let's go back. I have some extra stuff written on at the end here. There it is. I wrote at the very end, like it was a little writing journal, like an idea journal. The last thing I have on this idea that I have, my first idea, one of my best ideas, I like to think. And I wrote, and that's the end. I end these ideas and start writing my story on, and then I wrote the date, February 4th of 2013. And then I wrote the date after that, 8/29 of 13. Still haven't done much, which it weighs heavy on my heart. That almost that's making me tear up a little bit. And then I crossed out and start writing my story. And then I have in the margin 5/21 of 14, and still nothing. And it's 2017 and nothing. I've been talking for 25 minutes. I have ideas, I want to be out there. I want to do stuff. It's just a matter of, I feel a lot of pressure to get something done, to show that I have accomplished something worthy of notice. And over the last several weeks, and it just happened earlier today too. I don't know why my eyes are watering up. I need to hair. This is the longest my hair has ever been, by the way. It's nuts. I've been putting it in man ponytails just to keep it out of my face. It's really weird looking. Go into that another day. I just earlier today, I was making myself breakfast and eating and everything and watching a movie and just had a movie on in the background while I was doing it, and and this occasionally happens, but I feel just this crushing pressure on me that I would describe as closely towards what I've heard other people describe as kind of like an anxiety attack, and it's not anything of any significant severity, but it's been something over the last several months, and something that I feel occasionally, and there's just this overwhelming, I'm gonna freaking cry. I don't know why. I've become a much more emotional person over the last 2 years. 3-4 years ago, I wouldn't give a crap. Moody teenager still. But I feel this overwhelming pressure to get things, to show that I've done something, that I'm worth something, that I'm valuable, because at the moment, I don't. Sorry. Like I said, it's about selling something. I know somebody out there wants to buy what I'm selling, and I'm not even sure what I'm selling yet. I know I've got value, and why? Try and grab my voice back. I know I've got heart in this area, and I want this dream of mine that I have of being successful in a realm of strange success stories to become a reality. It feels close. It feels so close, and yet it feels like it's slipping away. Once again, I still don't know why I'm crying, and my freaking voice is all over the place, and my voice is gone, so it's even worse. Although what I do may not seem like a lot, every video I've done, I've put a lot of heart in. Every video I've done has kind of been a question of, is it worth the effort? Is it worth the time? And, money-wise, it's not, but with the effort and the work, the fact that I'm trying to do something that I really want to do, that everybody around me tells me is beyond me. I'll get my voice back eventually. Every video that has a little clip at the beginning, I put at the beginning because it makes me smile, it makes me happy. Why can't I talk? It's okay. I'm gonna burn my face off in a minute. Half an hour, woohoo. Every video that has that little bit at the beginning I've done because it's made me smile or it's made me happy. Like one of my Titanfall campaign episodes. Episode 5, Episode 4, I think. One of them, I put 3 different clips on. It's the one in the house factory. And it made me, once again, it feels like when I watch myself when I'm editing or when I upload something and I watch the video, it feels like it's watching a different person. And that's because I don't feel or I don't identify as a person that should be, or that is, not should be, but that is on camera or anything like that. And so seeing myself on YouTube, seeing my videos, which I play back occasionally or whatever. Like I said, it's weird. I feel like it's watching somebody else. I'm very happy. I'm very proud of the work that I put into it and what I have to show for it. I'm very proud. And aside from one of my siblings and my dad on occasion, I feel like I'm the only person, aside from the couple of people that watch me, and thank you, you know who you are. I feel like I'm the only person that's proud of the work that I do. And I've had this feeling of just loneliness in what I want for as long as I can remember. So the fact that I'm doing this, that I put the work into it, that I bought all the equipment, I bought all this equipment a year and a half ago, that I'm working, that I'm putting effort into it, that I'm trying, is enough in and of itself to make me proud. Manly! That's okay. I didn't want to talk for this long. I have it on this little paper. I have it. I said keep it to 10 or 15 minutes. I gotta finish quick here then. So I can go regenerate my manliness. All this ice sweat. Ugh. That 8th episode of the Titanfall campaign is coming out soon, and man, did I break down in that one and cried uncontrollably. Manly, again. But, moving on, anyways, I want to finish. I want to write short stories, and I don't have the, hoping that I can find a publisher for my writing or anything is about as far-fetched as me being successful on YouTube. But I want to try. Because somebody will buy what I'm selling. Sometime. If I'm lucky, I'll find them. I want to write short stories. I want to read. I want to write short stories. Or write stories or write poems or whatever. For the first couple of videos I did, I wrote poems in the descriptions. And I wanted to write poems in the descriptions of every one of my videos because I am a self-identified poet. But that's a lot of work. And I couldn't do it. I stopped doing it really soon after I started. But I want to read short stories right to the camera, right into the microphone, nice and close and sultry as my voice tends to be sometimes. That's one of the things I want to do. I want to write stories and I want to read them to those that would listen. Because I feel like those are the things that would get me more... what's the word I'm looking for? Exposure. Still got a mint in my mouth. I feel like those are the things that would give me more exposure. Now, I'm not selling out to myself to try and write stories just to get more people to view my gaming. That's not the point. But once again, the point is, I want to do multiple things. That these are all things that I want to do. And somebody out there will buy what I'm selling. And these are just different ways to get people's attention. Because if somebody finds me because of my stories, then they'll find my games. They'll find my gaming videos, That's all there. So, something else I want to do is, I like to think that I'm a relatively good singer. I like to sing a lot, and I have a strong voice, and blah, 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 this, and whatever. But I want to write simple pieces of music, or sing and freestyle on the piano. I'm not a very good pianist. I can play some impressive songs, but a lot of work goes into those. But I have an electronic keyboard, and I've been researching how to do MIDI, and I've read through manuals, and I did this months and months ago. I have the cable sticking out of my piano just waiting to be plugged into my computer. I have the software downloaded on my computer. I just have yet to do it. Especially with trying to figure out the right setup for console and computer and everything. That was a huge stressor to me a while ago. But I want to try different things. I want to sing. I want to write, and I want to read my writing. I want to play games, and I want to make games. And I have all of these dreams, and I have all of these aspirations that struggle just to not be crushed under the cynical eye of those that view the arts as this unattainable thing. I got all these ideas. And nothing will happen if I don't try. And the longer I wait, the less opportunity I have to try. College is waiting me around the corner. Or a job. And when I get either of those things, my ability to be able to YouTube or my ability to be able to do these things is going to vanish. Because I don't have the work ethic. I don't have the strength to have the soul to put into these pieces of writing when my soul's being sapped out by this other work. I care too much about stuff. Oh man, I should run a freaking podcast. It's been almost 40 minutes. I'm sorry if you don't want to listen to me talk. But hey, I'm proud that I've talked the whole time, almost, and I'm not going to cut anything out of the middle of this. Got no reason to. No spaces of time or no readjustments to the freaking camera. Sorry, this is a mess. I know. You usually don't see most of it. So I want to do these things. I want to play with people online. I want to, as an artist, whether that be entertainer, writer, singer, whatever, I want to enhance people's lives. Because we live in a world that is so full of disdain and hatred that it becomes harder, especially for me, as, like I said, I'm a more emotional person. I'm a emotionally reactive person. It becomes harder and harder to see the good in the world without the good that you have or the good that you hope to see being crushed. And my beliefs or my ideas, whether it be in media, whether it be in friends, relationships, person to person, religion, whatever, everywhere, I know someone will tell me I'm wrong, but I know somewhere that somebody needs to hear what I have to say because I'm willing to say it. A lot of people need to hear somebody say something that they already agree with or something that they just need to hear. And I want to be that force for self-identified good. I want to be a positive influence on the gaming community, which I probably won't end up being any more than I already am. And I just want to enhance people's lives. And I want to do what a doctor does. I want to do what I just want to make people's lives better, because mine has not been easy per se. Not that I've had a rough life or anything, but I've had a hard time with life, if that makes sense. I like to consider it both an obvious fact and still a promising aspect that I'm still here today. Because, heavens knows I got my plethora of issues, just like everybody else. But the fact that I'm still here means I'm still going. Because there have been some times where, conversation for another day. I'm here and I'm alive. And I'm trying to do what means a lot to me. And I still am crying because I can't reel myself back in for some reason. I need to go kill some cops and payday. I'm here and I'm trying. I'm trying to do good. I'm trying to be good at trying to do good. And I'm alive and well. Sorry that I haven't uploaded in 3 weeks. I'm back at it. I'm on it. I'm going to try every day. Except for that one day of the week that may or may not have already been obvious at this point. I'm here. And for those of you that have helped me just by watching the couple things that, the couple of people that are watching me, you watching and you commenting and you talking with me and you playing with me, you've made the difference for me. You've kept me going. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it doesn't take a lot to keep me going. Which is kind of a sad statement about how other things have gone, but nonetheless. Ugh, manly. Ugh. I left one of my freaking cables at my dad's place, so I gotta go back and get that tomorrow so I can record some new stuff. I'm working on my PC setup. I think I've got it down. I've got the console set up down pretty well. I want to do a quick list of games that I want to do upcoming. And like I said, I know that a lot of you aren't interested or don't have the time or anything to watch a lot of these games, but I want to... just please consider giving those other videos a chance, even if you're not particularly attuned to that kind of thing. I'm probably going to title this something to try and catch your attention despite its length. But some of the games that I want to do. I just bought Dishonored 2 with the 2 Christmas weeks. Or two weeks of Christmas deals that Microsoft has been doing, Xbox has been doing online. Got a handful of games. That's where I got all the games that my brother and I have been playing. You'll see some of him soon. We played together. But he and I did a Gungeon together, and it was the farthest that we'd ever got. Ugh. So I got a Gungeon with my brother that's coming up, not even split screen. It's just 2 players on one screen, local co-op. And we did a Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Zombies match, but I don't think I'm going to upload that. It's probably got a bunch of copyrighted music in it that I didn't realize was playing until halfway through. Because yes, I got the Call of Duty. I'm going to play the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare campaign. I'm going to record it. I've always enjoyed the Call of Duty campaigns. Think what you will of the games. I have deliberately shied away from playing the campaign yet because I want to record it. I want to record genuine reaction, and I want to record me having fun or me struggling with it. These are genuine feelings. That's because I hate acting or forced imitation, because I'm an extremely genuine person. I may be slightly manipulative at times, but I'm a genuine person, obviously. So Dishonored 2. I did a video on Dishonored 1, and the footage got corrupted. And I might just go back to Dishonored 1 because I've never played the DLC for Dishonored 1, and the Definitive Edition has it. So I might play that. Dishonored 2, I started playing a profile with Corvo Atano just so I knew what I was doing, but I'm going to start a new profile and record it either tomorrow or the day after when I have my equipment. Or that one stinking cord to my USB hub. I have everything, and I forgot the cord to my USB hub. I'm going to start with Emily. Use her character, use her abilities and everything. Get a bunch of new stuff from the game. So I'm going to try that. And then I just want to try different games, and I don't know what you guys want me to play, and I don't know if I have the money or the ability to play these games that you want me to play. So I'm just trying to get a variety of things. I'm going to get back to Deus Ex Mankind Divided, because I haven't played that since I recorded the last episode, because I was getting so far ahead and I wanted to record a genuine first impression reaction kind of thing. So Deus Ex, which I love the game. More Titanfall 2 because I love it, and I'm going to do it. Skyrim, even though only one person watched it, but watched it all the way through, so thank you. And what else? Metro, not now. I got some PC games that I'm gonna play. Got some other stuff. I gotta reorganize, get myself back together. I need to get a new book, because writing on these little notepads that I write on, keep my videos intact, it doesn't work. I need a journal to keep what I have recorded and what I have yet to edit and blah 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 so on intact. So I'm gonna get a new journal. And going on 45 minutes here talking, I can't believe it, man. The mouth on this guy. My voice is also not in its best range to talk or be listened to at right now. But with that, I'm playing more games. I'm trying. So please be patient with me, and please help me along. Got to get the TV back in here. I've had the TVs. I took out the small TV I've been using in this office to record stuff on out of my living room that's out along the way. And my brother and I have been sitting back to back with the television against each wall to play with each other online. So much fun. Trying to be a little bit more physically fit, because obviously I'm the most physically fit looking person ever with the new year. So I'm just trying to shape my life up a little bit, and not let things feel like they're always out of hand, which they've always felt like. So with that, with me trying to regain my manliness and my high brows that look weird on camera more than they do in the mirror. Who knows? I may be freaking ADHD and I don't know. I'm all over the place, okay? With that, I'm going to read a couple pages out of my idea book, but only after I have signed off, so you don't feel obligated to watch it if you do already. With that, I will leave you to it. Please be kind. Enjoy your life. Be thankful for a new year. And with that, I already said with that. I still don't know what my outro is. I don't know. I'll make my own outro music sometime when I have the, knowledge to do that with different meaty tracks and whatnot. This is, until next time, the Bad Omen, Jonathan. That's me. Signing off. And no, I never actually touched the lens. I could on my old camcorder, but my webcam doesn't have the ability to do that, so let's read the idea for this story I'm talking about. This will be the one that I write the first short story to. 4 years ago. First entry in my new book. This entry is, I don't know what word that is. It looks like Mac, M-A-C-K. Mock. Maybe mock? I don't know. My handwriting is old, and this is pencil, and it's a little smudgy. In regards to a new, potentially wonderful idea for the premise of a story. I was very fond of my vocabulary and everything. So this story begins with an agent or doctor or something urgently talking with his wife about something important, an experimental injection he feels he must infuse in his newborn son. He kills or wounds the wife, accidentally, as I go on later. As he goes through this process, he starts breaking into homes and injecting infants with this. They become sick, at least to a small degree. Don't think he was actually ever going to do that. The story breaks with a young man listening, so it's a transition between a current or a past perspective and a current perspective. The story breaks with a young man listening to a radio transmission about the origin of the war. There was a massive invasion by a ridiculous play on USSR, because I felt like it, and the United States. That's also a ridiculous anagram, just because I like to have the anagram spun around or something silly. A developing story will present itself, There are two perspectives of the story, as I just said, and the father holds the other in the past. He is frantically developing an antidote to the injection he was giving out. He learns that without radiation, subjects would begin to die, or deteriorate is what I was going for. He doesn't finish entirely, but the son finds his work. The father is listening to the news about the invasion of the I just call them Soviets, because I've always liked the Spetsnaz and Soviet Russian games and stuff as the bad guys and blah, blah, blah. This news is slightly different than what the son hears. They are lying to make the United States position seem better than it is, but the father knows better. They know they're losing the war. Son finds the radiation is beginning to fade and is growing. And I have like paragraph breaks here to change perspectives. The son that finds the work he's like looking through his father's old lab after the destruction. The son finds the radiation is beginning to fade, and his growing colony of people is beginning to fade and die. He finds his father's experiment, aftermath of nuclear war or something. He finds his father's experiment. He remembers being in a shelter as the bombs go off. He gets it and saves half of his people a fair amount at this point, so a lot of people are going to die, and he has to go out and figure out how to save them, and he has the guts to do so. For what I have now, an army marches in on the son, who is overjoyed they are saved. They turn out to be a group of Soviets who have beat America, he sees, and that is the very end. So that was my extremely brief beginning thoughts on the story. And then that's page number 1 here. And then it goes on for... I had to number all these pages. Page, and then I think that's the end. That's cool. Alright. Got a lot of inspiration from dystopia stories. It's 7 pages loaded with information about story. But I've taken a lot of inspiration from stories like dystopias or just the bad guys that are overwhelming, that are already there, that the good guys have to rise up from within and try to beat. A book that I am extremely fond of, one of my favorite books of all time, is Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Very creepy, very, very... it's a good book. Not for kids, because it's really weird and kind of gross. But it's a great book. I could talk about writing for a long time. I haven't read a book from beginning to end in like 3 or 4 years, because I've become more and more interested in video games and writing in video games and making them. So I've got a total here throughout my little idea book. Oh, there it is, my bookmark for the last entry. 29 pages. 29 pages of ideas that never saw the light of day for 2 or 3 years until I pulled it out and thought about writing them. A year ago when I was working for my mom in her office. Worked for my mom, which is how I got the money to buy all my equipment. And then I quit in October or whatever, which is when I started YouTubing last year. Wait, is it? Yeah, it's been 7 months, 8 months since I worked for her. Something like that. So like I said, I really have no excuse for not having as much done as I do. But anyway, I was going to start writing then, and all I got to do is start doing it. Got to write a little bit every day. Got to walk a little bit every day. Got to record every day. Got to edit every day. Got to get my life together, for crying out loud. I have ideas. I got to do something with them. Anyway, I've got my disposition back under control, so I gotta go pick up my siblings from school in 20 minutes, 18 minutes. Nah, I can leave it a half hour. I'll play something before I go. I'm just a person, just a flawed individual with a lot of things on his mind, and really, really long hair that's gonna fall out someday. It goes past my chin, which is really weird. I don't know. Feel like it's a defining characteristic of big old heavy me, so that's kind of why I let it grow out so much, because either way, it's good. I'm trying. I'm happy. I'm alive. I'm here, and I'm using a lot up of your time if you've watched this far. So 54 minutes in, almost 53 and a half minutes in, and that's it. Maybe I ought to start a podcast. Jeez Louise. That's why I don't have to wear a headband when I'm playing, because the headphones keep it out of my face. Although I have worn the headset with my hair in a ponytail. I'll let you see the glory of that later on, once I learn how to include still images in my edits. Just a person. So talk to me, dang it. Need help. But thanks. I mean, it's kind of an outro for me to say thanks for watching, but I mean it. Thank you so much for listening to me babble on for 55 minutes if you made it this far. 54 and a half in 5 seconds, 10 seconds. It's good. It's good to be back and record. I haven't recorded in a month, 5-6 weeks. So this is good. This is the first time. Winds are changing, and I am going to pull up my sails, and I'm going to write it to the best of my ability. Bye.